So you're thinking about buying a home in Mason, Ohio? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about all the pros and the cons of living in Mason, Ohio. We're going to talk about everything from cost of living to the school systems to traffic and everything in between. So if you're thinking about a move to Mason, Ohio, then make sure you stick around till the end. Hey, if this is your first time on this channel, my name is Evan. I am a Cincinnati realtor, and if you want to stay in the know about all things Cincinnati real estate, then make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to know about all the new things in the Cincinnati real estate market. I get calls and texts from people just like you every single day, and I love it. So if you're thinking about making a move to Mason or anywhere in the Cincinnati area for that matter, I would love to talk with you. You can text me, call me, send me an email, or even book a Zoom call with me. So whether you're looking to make a move in 1 week, 1 month, or even 1 year, I'd love to chat and see how I can help you make a smooth move to Cincinnati. All right, let's get on with the video. All right, so I'm gonna start it off with our first pro, and that is gonna be the schools. So Mason City schools are well known for being top rated schools in Cincinnati, and not just Cincinnati, but actually all of Ohio. Niche.com has Mason City Schools as the second best school district in the entire state of Ohio, and they also even got the Blue Ribbon Award for Excellence, which is given out by the U.S. Department of Education. Now, Mason City Schools is a pretty large school district. According to niche.com, they have over 10,000 students in the school district from pre-K all the way to 12th grade. And I do know that there's been high school graduating classes that have passed the 1,000 student mark. So you are talking about very large schools. So that's just something to know. If you're someone who's looking for smaller classroom sizes, Mason City Schools has a 22-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So while they do excel in academics, the student to teacher ratio is definitely larger than some other schools that you could find in the area, especially private schools like Summit Country Day and Cincinnati Country Day. All right, now let's talk about our first con of living in Mason, Ohio, and that is going to be the cost of living, specifically the cost of homes in the area. So just for some context, right now for this year, the median sold price of a home in Hamilton County is $320,000. Now, Hamilton County encompasses Cincinnati and some of the surrounding areas. Mason is actually just past Hamilton County because it's north of Cincinnati, and so it's actually located in Warren County, but I just wanted to give some context there. The median sold price for a home in Mason so far this year comes in at just under $624,000. So we're talking about $300,000 in difference between the median home price in Mason and Hamilton County. Now, I'm not saying that you can't find more affordable homes in Mason. In fact, the cheapest sold home so far this year in Mason is $200,000. So there's definitely some options there, especially like 300 to 400,000. You can certainly find some 3 and 4 bedroom homes in Mason. However, there's a lot of newer construction in Mason, which does drive the price up. So it's not uncommon to see homes for 700, 800, 900, even over $1 million in some of these communities in Mason. I will also say that when a home is priced correctly and marketed well, it goes off the market very, very quickly in Mason. So if you're someone who's thinking about buying in Mason, you'll definitely want to make sure that you already have your realtor and that you already have your pre-approval letter from your loan officer, because you need to be ready to submit an offer like within hours of viewing a home if you are interested in it. Most of these homes that are priced right get multiple offers and they end up getting above asking price. So you definitely need to be ready to act quick and present and offer a strong offer. All right, and pro number 2 is going to be the family-friendly atmosphere and community in Mason. So if you're researching Mason, then you might already know that Mason is home to Kings Island and also Great Wolf Lodge. They're kind of right there beside each other. So that brings in a lot of visitors every year to go to those two locations. But on top of that, there's also a lot of parks and outdoor space. And according to niche.com, Mason was ranked as the 6th best place to live in the entire state of Ohio. Part of this reason could be because of the lower crime rate compared to the national average. I'll put up a picture on screen of what niche.com shows for those stats. So there's definitely a family-friendly atmosphere here with the strong academics and school systems, and then all of the activities that are around and in Mason. So if you're looking for a community that is family-oriented, this is definitely one that I would consider to be one of the top places in all of Cincinnati for families. Hey, real quick, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I just want to say if you're thinking about a move to Cincinnati, whether that's Mason or somewhere else, I would love to help you out. All of my contact information is in the link in the description. And I also just want to ask, if you've enjoyed the video so far, if you could consider giving it a like, it would really help out. And consider subscribing for more content about Cincinnati. But let's get on to the next con. All right, con number 2 about living in Mason is going to be the traffic. Now, if you have driven on I-71 or I-75 or even 275 in Cincinnati, then you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you're watching this and you live in Mason, you'll definitely understand. A lot of people that work in Mason, or sorry, that live in Mason might work downtown. Procter & Gamble is headquartered in Cincinnati. Now they do have a few different buildings. There is one in Mason, but there's a big building downtown. Kroger also is headquartered downtown. So if you're working for one of those companies while living in Mason, you're having to commute what should be about 30 or 40 minutes, but by the time you add in traffic during those early morning and early to mid-afternoon hours, you're definitely looking at adding on an additional at least 20 minutes, but in some cases it could be 30 or 45 minutes. I have a friend who lives in Mason and he works in Clifton, and so for him to get on the interstate on I-71 or I-75, he usually has to add on about 20 more minutes in the morning, leaving about 8 o'clock. So that is prime time, but adds on about 20 minutes to his commute to get to Clifton. So if you're trying to get downtown, I would say to be safe, you'd want to give yourself 30 minutes extra of buffer to make sure you get to work on time. All right, and my third and final pro about Mason is going to be the location. So I know I just mentioned a con, which is the traffic, and that is certainly true. It's going to be true for a lot of major cities. However, the nice thing about Mason is you do have quick access to the interstates I-71 and I-75, and also 275. So you have very quick access to get onto any of these interstates and highways to get to anywhere else you might need to go in Cincinnati. You're also 25 miles north of Cincinnati, so you're far enough out of Cincinnati where you don't have to worry about things like nightlife that might, attract rough or just loud crowds. You're out in your own community, so you have the lower crime rate like we talked about, and also it just feels like a small town community. But you have the option of going to Cincinnati to enjoy some of those big city offerings like a Reds game or a Bengals game, or maybe you just want to go downtown to the banks and check out some of the bars and restaurants. You have those options, but you also have the benefit of living in Mason to where you can get away from that when needed. All right, so is Mason for you? Well, if you're looking for a town that has great schools, that's very family friendly, and has a great location, then I would say it should be at the top of your list. Now, if you're someone who is looking for something that's a little more affordable, or maybe you do want some more access to nightlife and things like that, I would say there's other neighborhoods in Cincinnati that could be better for you. I definitely have neighborhood videos on other neighborhoods in Cincinnati, so I'll put that playlist up here so you can check those out. If there's a neighborhood I haven't covered yet and you want me to cover it, please let me know. I'd love to make that video for you, or just answer any questions you might have. So drop a comment if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching. If you're thinking about making a move, whether it's in 1 week, 1 month, or even a year, I'd love to talk with you. So all my information's in the description. You can shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email, or even book a virtual call with me, whatever's most comfortable for you. If you enjoyed the video and you could do me a favor, please give this a like and consider subscribing so you can be the first to know about all the Cincinnati real estate market news. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.